Hi, I'm Tim Bradner. Welcome to Capitol News. And today we welcome newly elected Representative Kevin McCabe from Big Lake in the Mat-Su region. Kevin, thank you, and thank you for joining us today.
Of course.
Kevin, just to start out, maybe talk about the District 8, where it goes, what's in it, what part of the valley it covers.
Sure. District 8 is Big Lake, is centered around Big Lake, and also 2 precincts in Meadow Lakes. And I cover KGB Road from Fairview all the way out to Point McKenzie. So it's pretty wide, extensive district, and pretty diverse as well as far as the people are concerned.
What is the population of the district, and what do people live fairly spread out? There's very few. There's no real big communities in the area in the district.
Yeah, they're not big, I wouldn't say. The population's a little over 18,000 in my district. We have some concentrated, of course, Big Lake, but also Meadow Lakes has become a fairly concentrated sort of bedroom community, as well as a piece on off of KGB Road, which is called Settlers Bay, kind of centered around the golf course there, that is rapidly expanding with folks from Anchorage. So it's and then of course the farms and the more widespread or opened up area out in Point McKenzie.
The governor in his State of the State spoke of boosting agriculture and helping make Alaska more self-sufficient. So that I'm sure folks in the valley must be pretty happy to hear that.
Absolutely, and it's a subject that I'm intensely interested in. I have several large farmers in my district that are, I'm sure, very happy to hear what the governor said last night.
Well, I mean, all of us who went through the scarcities, temporary, fortunately, of commodities and foods last year with the COVID really are more concerned about food self-sufficiency here. So I think we're going to be looking to your constituents in the valley to help take care of that.
I hope so. I took a deep dive into it, and we spend $2 billion a year on food, and only 40 million of it in state. So it's a subject that we are all concerned about. We should all be very concerned about.
Well, more to come on that. I wanted to ask you, Kevin, I understand you're a commercial pilot and you fly these air freighters that go in and out of Anchorage.
I am, yeah. So I fly for a long-haul freight company, 747s, in my full-time job. They've kindly given me a unpaid leave of absence to represent my fellow District 8 folks.
Where do you fly out of Anchorage, pretty much, I assume?
I do, yes. So I'm based in Anchorage, and I fly sometimes into the lower 48, Cincinnati, JFK, Miami sometimes, Huntsville, Chicago. And then I also fly west to China, Hong Kong, Incheon, Hawaii sometimes, Sydney sometimes, those sorts of places, all for air cargo for the most part.
Yeah. Boy, these days, it sounds like a wonderful thing to be able to go places. All of us are. Let me ask you, the air cargo businesses must be doing gangbusters these days. I'm wondering, all the planes full, pretty much?
Oh, sure, and especially coming into the U.S. from China, all the PPE and all the stuff that, well, frankly, that we tried to ship other ways, but now it seems like air cargo is the only way. So we're very busy.
I guess one of the other factors that affects this is the fact that there's a few passenger flights these days, and so the normal passenger flight carries belly cargo. But now, right, of course, all that's being shifted to air cargo.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, when you make a flight to a place like Hong Kong, how much of a layover do you get? Do you get a chance to go out and see anything, or?
Well, of course, COVID has changed all of that. So there's only certain cities that we're laying over in anymore. But typically it could be anywhere from 12 to 48 hours. More than that would be abnormal, but we're trying not to lay over anywhere because frankly, we're stuck in the hotel room. We can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's right. So it's probably not much fun to just looking out a hotel window at a very exotic place.
No, and we thought 9/11 was the worst thing that ever happened to our industry.
Well, but you also have done air taxi, smaller operators in Alaska too, and I understand you're former Coast Guard.
I am. So I'm a retired Coast Guard Chief Petty Officer. I was a C-130 flight engineer for 20 years, and I spent most of that in Kodiak, and I worked part-time for several different air taxis in Kodiak, and I've also worked for a couple on Lake Hood part-time.
Yeah. And I imagine out of Kodiak, you're probably involved in air rescue operations and with the
Sure.
sea communities.
Yep.
Yeah, all of us, I'll tell you, all of us in Alaska are grateful for the work the Coast Guard does, particularly in coastal communities.
Well, it was I seem to have a heart for service, I guess. I don't know. It was an honor. I thoroughly enjoyed everything that we did down in Kodiak. I got to Kodiak right on the tail of the Princeton Dam rescue, and I was there for more than 10 years before I left. So
Was that the ship off Sitka
Right.
that's an amazing story,
Right.
amazing success story about airlifting, getting all those people out of the water. A lot of them were elderly people.
Right. Yep. Very proud of the Coast Guard, actually.
Yeah, how long did that operation take?
Oh, shoot. That probably was two C-130s, a couple of Sitka helicopters, and I think that took 2 days.
Wow. So those people were out there in the open for 2 days.
Right.
Luckily, the weather was okay, I guess.
Well, as okay as it gets, I guess, in the wintertime.
Yeah, winter, amazing that happened. Well, it's a concern. I mean, as hopefully our cruise season is going to come back someday, but I guess we're lucky we haven't had something like that happen since that incident.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin, what are there any particular issues of concern to your district? I know the KG Road has been a concern for some time. Anything else that you're going to be keeping an eye on?
Sure, KGB Road is a big one. PFD is a big one. The budget is huge. Constitutional spending cap is a big one, and election integrity. My constituents are very concerned with the elections. So
Yeah. Well, Kevin, we're just out of time. Unfortunately, hopefully we can resume this sometime soon. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us today.
yeah, thank you so much, Tim, and I'd be happy to talk to you anytime.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin McCabe. Thank
All
you.
right.